In this presentation, we're going to go over Blackboard and where all of the items that you're going to need for this course are located. In doing it in this format, it should be clear where you need to go to find the different pieces of information. When you open the Blackboard shelf for your summer course, you're automatically going to go to the Announcement tab. That is the first tab that will open when you open Blackboard for this class. I am very good about posting announcements and reminders, and any announcement that I post is automatically sent as an email to the email account of record with the university. So if you don't open Blackboard, you will get an email anyways of whatever the announcement was that I posted. The next section is course information, which we're going to go over in just a second. This is where your syllabus and your tentative course schedule is located. Course content is where all of the lectures, PowerPoints, recordings, problems, and assignments for each section are located. Exam reviews are going to be where the exam review material will be provided to you. Exams and quizzes is where you will go to open and take your exams and quizzes for the course. Other course resources are materials that you can use to help you in studying. These are in addition to what I've already provided for you in the course content. And of course, email messages or any messages that you send through Blackboard. I would prefer that instead of sending messages through Blackboard, is that you send them directly to my email account that is on the syllabus, which we're going to go over in a minute. So let's start with course information. So when you open up your course information, I have a little information here on the course, the expectations. Anytime that you see something green highlighted in bold, that means it's a link to something, either a video or a PDF file or something that you need. So you'll see here the first one says course introduction video. If you click on that, it's a video that tells you a little bit about myself, and also it will explain a little bit about the expectations for the course. The syllabus and tentative course schedule video is the one that you're listening to now. And if you go further down, I talk about the syllabus and the tentative course schedule, which we're going to do here in a second. These are two PDF files that will open up, and you can download them as well. But the first thing I like to highlight is that there is a syllabus quiz, which is worth 1 extra credit point, and it's due Tuesday. I would highly recommend that you do this. And you can take this quiz as many times as you need to until you get all the questions right. There is one question that is an actual typed question where you have to type a response, and that one I will grade. It's me asking you something about the course, and so it's very difficult for you to get it wrong unless you write nothing. And the other questions are straight off of the syllabus. So those are the ones where I'm saying you can take it as many times, because once you take it, you will get a response back that tells you whether or not you missed one of those questions. So if you miss any of the multiple choice questions, go back and redo it until you get them right, and that way you will get your 1 point. So with that, let's start with the syllabus. So when you click on the green, you will get the PDF file. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can go through it. So here is the syllabus, and again, you can download it and be able to see it, print it out if you'd like. You have my name there, you have my office. However, because of the summer, I am not going to be in my office very often. If for some reason I am in the office, I will send an announcement in case you are around and you want to come see me face to face. We can try to coordinate that. But all office hours will be via online conference by appointment only. What that means is if you have a question on a problem or a concept and you're not understanding, send me an email and provide me with some times that you are available, and I will set up a online conference. And what this is, it's a software that I use called Zoom, and I will send you an email with a link to the Zoom, and it's very easy to use. We used it last semester extensively. It also records, so when we do the exam reviews and you have questions, I'm going to be recording those and then posting them online so that everyone can go back and listen. So if you're not able to attend a review session during the times that I have them scheduled, then you can listen to what other students ask for questions. I will not record individual office hour requests. I will, however, record when we have multiple students online, like I said, for reviews. And what this software allows me to do is share my screen, or you share your screen, so you can point out the areas that maybe you have a question on if you're working on something, or you can show me what you did not understand on something I posted, and I can further explain it. The course materials. The suggested textbook is the Hospitality Industry Managerial Accounting 8th edition. Most students feel as they don't need the textbook because I provide more than sufficient information. So it is suggested. If you are in town, it is on reserve at the library. If you have an older edition, that is absolutely fine. Nothing has changed significantly other than the Uniform System of Accounts, which we will be studying. There's a new edition, and that's what the 8th edition has. It has a new Uniform System of Accounts. So you do not need to have the book. If you're the type of person who feels that you need to get the book, go ahead and get it or use an older edition. But I think most students in previous semesters felt that they had enough, and so we're trying to move away from the test book, and I'm trying to provide more and more information for you if you need for resources. Of course, you're going to need the internet. You need just a basic calculator, and pencil and eraser is always best when you're doing your work, even though you're going to submit most things to me online. But as you work with things, it's much better. The goal here is to expand on what you learned in the first accounting course, 2340. If you're a transfer student, it would be your first introduction to accounting course. It's basically taking what you learned there, which was how to develop the financial statements, and now analyzing them. And I'm not going to read all of these course objectives. You can read them yourselves, and we will discuss those, and I will put them out there every time that we talk in each of the segments. I tell you about all of the objectives, but these are the things that we're going to cover this semester. There is no makeup policy, and this is a very short, very intense class. It's only about 4.5 weeks, so you cannot really miss anything. And the only way that I can accept for you to do makeup is if there's a documented emergency or a university approved excuse. This semester again is very short, so we need to make sure that you don't miss anything. If you were to miss one of the exams, then there will be a comprehensive exam that would be scheduled for you to make up a missed exam, which means it would cover everything that has been talked about in the entire semester. So plan accordingly and don't miss any exams. If you have any concern about your grades once you get something back, please make sure you contact me as soon as possible to discuss. The prerequisite for this course is the successful completion of HRMA 1340, which is now called 2340, Systems of Accounts and Hospitality, or your approved transfer course. Make sure that you have these. If you do not, you probably need to drop this course. As far as grading for this course, I try to make it very simple for you to calculate. 100 is an A, obviously. It's a perfect score. You can see here on the right-hand side the ranges for the scores. 100 points, you can score more than 100 points if you do the little extra credit items that I provide. But what you need to do is add up all the points that you earn, and that's going to tell you what your grade is at the end of the semester. So if you did everything perfectly and you didn't do any of the extra credit that I asked for, like the syllabus quiz, then you would get 100 points, and that would be an A. If you add up all the points that you earned and you have 75 points, then that would be a C. Okay, so it's very, very straightforward. So in this course, we're going to have 3 practice problems that you're going to submit. They're 5 points each, which gives you a total of 15 points. And there will be some extra credit in each of those 3 so that you can earn some extra points. It may be half a point or maybe 1 point. There will be 5 quizzes that will be used to calculate your grade, 5 points each. We will have more than 5 quizzes, but I'm only going to take the top 5. And there will be 3 exams. So let's talk about the practice problems that are worth 15 points. This is to assist you in understanding the course material. They're short problems related to the subjects we talked, and I've tried to group them so that you can do multiple chapters in one problem so you can see how they all relate. There will be a total of 3, and each is worth 5 points, and you will have some extra credit opportunities, maybe in not all the problems, but definitely in a few. There will be a grading rubric that will be included with each problem so that you know how you're going to be graded. There will be 8 quizzes throughout the course. All the quizzes will be via Blackboard. The format will either be multiple choice or essay problem. There are 8, but I'm only going to take the top 5. So what I would suggest you do is make sure that you're able to take all 8, because the more quizzes you take and the more possibility of you getting very high grades on 5 to achieve your whole 25 points. And not all quizzes, but some will have extra credit points available for you as well. So make sure that you take advantage of all of those. All quizzes on Blackboard will be available from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. on the scheduled day. So it's an entire day. You have 24 hours to take the quiz. The quizzes will be timed, so you only have 20 minutes to complete each quiz. There will be 3 exams. All exams will be completed via Blackboard, and it'll be the same as the quizzes. You will have from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. on the day of the exam to complete the exam. The exams are timed. You have a maximum of 3 hours to complete the exam, and it will shut off. If you require additional time to take the exam, then you need to make sure that I receive the form from the Center for Students with Disabilities. Otherwise, you will have the 3 hours that the Blackboard will be timed. Before each exam, there will be a review that will be posted, and I will go over what is expected of you in the exam, and there will also be a conference type Zoom, as I mentioned, review where I will say I'm available through these times, and I will send via an announcement how to log into Zoom for that, and I will record those, so if for some reason you are not able to dial in, you can still listen to the questions that other students have asked. This was very helpful to students last semester, so I'll continue with that. Blackboard, again, is what we will be using extensively. So please make sure that you're always checking it and that you ask any questions on any of the material. If you can't access it, you will not be, for example, if you can't access a quiz through Blackboard, you will not be exempt from that quiz. You need to email me, and sometimes it's just your browser. Sometimes there is issues with Blackboard, but I didn't have any problems in my online class last semester with anyone taking any exams or quizzes on Blackboard. But you do need to make sure that you look at the times. You cannot try to start something a few minutes before the cutoff because it will not allow you to do that. So plan accordingly. Scheduling yourself is extremely important for this particular course this summer. Here is the student culture statement. I have some information on net etiquette, which how to communicate online. Definitely you need to read about plagiarism and the academic honesty policy. This is something that I am very passionate about because it is something that's going to increase the value of your degree when we have everyone being honest and it's not no over collaborating on projects or exams or quizzes. And I've had to, it seems every semester, submit names to the Academic Honesty Office. And if you're not aware of the process, the first time you get a letter, if nothing ever happens again, that letter gets ripped and you'll never see it again in your file. If another situation arises, it will be permanent in your file and other disciplinary actions could be taken. So please do your own work. That's how you're going to learn. I already talked about students with disabilities, and then we have a counseling and psychological services group here on campus. And if you have any need for that, I just want to make sure that you have the information that's available for that. And of course, communicate with me. I am willing, my goal is for you to succeed. So I want to help you, but I can't if you don't tell me how. So that is the syllabus. So you need to take the syllabus quiz, and all the information is there on that syllabus. So now let's look at the tentative course schedule. So the way I've laid this out is by weeks. So Monday, the first day, I want you to listen to the introduction to the course, read the syllabus, take your syllabus quiz, and begin listening to the videos on the balance sheet. Everything is on Blackboard. On Tuesday, July 2nd, focus on the balance sheet. On Wednesday, we'll start the income statement, and you will have a quiz on the balance sheet. There are practice quizzes on Blackboard, which I will show you briefly after we go through the schedule. Then you can practice on those. And there are problems that you can work out and practice on the balance sheet. Then on Thursday, we'll have the income statement again. And again, these are posted, but I'm giving you a time for you to look at these. So you have 2 full days to look at those, work the sample problems I give you, and ask me any questions. Friday the 13th, there will be quiz number 2 that's going to be on the income statement. Then you should be starting the statement of cash flows. Then on Sunday, problem number 1 is due via Blackboard, and problem number 1 will be posted on Tuesday so that you can begin looking at it and finding the different pieces from the different chapters that you're looking at on how to do that problem. It is due via Blackboard at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, July 15th. So you will upload an Excel file or a Word document, depending on the different portions of the problem, to Blackboard. And there will be a Dropbox for you to load it, and it will be labeled so that you know exactly where to load it. Then on Monday, July 16th, you will have a quiz on the statement of cash flows. Most of the quizzes are no more than maybe 6 or 7 questions. Typically, they're 5 questions, but I may have 6 or 7 sometimes. On Tuesday, July 17th, we have the review for the first exam, and I will post some times for Zoom reviews where we can go online and you can ask me questions, and those I will tape and also post. On Wednesday, July 18th, you will have exam 1. It will be open 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Once you start the exam, you have 3 hours to complete, and you must complete it in one sitting. On Thursday the 19th, we will begin with ratio analysis. On the 20th as well. And then on Saturday, July 21st, you will have quiz 4 on ratios, which will be open all day. There's nothing due Sunday. On Monday, we will have cost behavior, as well as Tuesday. Wednesday, July 25th, you will take quiz number 5 on cost behavior. And on CVP analysis, I have you looking at it for 3 days. Problem number 2 will be due via Blackboard at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, July 27th. It'll be posted right after the first exam, so you will have it available. so you can begin working on pieces of it. Saturday, July 28th, quiz number 6 on the CBP analysis will be posted and available all day. July 29th, we have exam 2 review, and July 30th, you have exam 2. And the exams cover what is covered from the last exam. So in other words, exam 2, I'm going to go back here so you can see. Exam 2 will cover racial analysis, cost behavior, and CVP analysis. And then we're going to go into operating budgets and cash budgets. And you will have quiz 7 on August 2nd. You will have problem number 3 due August 4th. You will have quiz number 8 due Sunday, August 5th. Again, you have all day. And then you have exam 3 review on the 6th of August, and the last exam, which is exam 3, on the 7th of August, available all day. So exam 3 will cover operating budgets and cash budgets. So that's basically the whole course. As you can see, we have 4 weeks and 3 days. So it is quite fast paced, and we will cover a lot of information. So what you need to do is stay on top of it and make sure you go through the material and ask any questions that you may have. So that is the overview for the tentative course schedule. And so you need to read this little section here. And if you'll see here at the bottom is a syllabus quiz, which you can complete. You just click on it and take it. So now let's go to course content. Now you're not going to see all of this because I'm going to not make it so overwhelming and just put some of these available a little at a time, but with plenty of time for you to look at it. But all the information is here. So if we go to Introduction to Managerial Accounting, I tell you a little bit about what that is. I give you the lecture, the recording of the lecture. And then there's something that I have started to use, playing around with. It's called Microsoft Sway. And all of you should have Office 365 loaded. It's free through the university. And if you click on this link, you will see the same thing that you see in the PowerPoint, but Sway has it laid out just a little bit different. And there's some links there that are easier to access. So I want you to, I've only done it for this particular module. I have not done it for all the other ones. I want to get a little bit of feedback from you as to what you think and if you like it. I have posted articles in all of the modules, and it's really up to you to read them. I feel that if you read them, it helps you relate the material to real life applications. So I'm not grading you on those, but I think they will add something. So try to read them, and hopefully you will get something out of them. So every module has some sample problems and solutions. And so here is a sample problem for this particular chapter. And I had some additional videos that I wanted you to watch that relates to some of the materials in the lecture. So you will, when you go to course content, you will see all the modules here, and all of them will be set up exactly the same. And you will see the quizzes, sample quizzes that you can use for these in the exam reviews, and the actual quizzes will be here for you to take. So when you're trying to take the quizzes, don't go into the modules to do them. They will be here. But I provide some review materials and so forth. And the projects that you need to submit, I will make sure that you know exactly where they are for you to drop the 3 practice problems where you need to drop them. It'll probably be in the last chapter that you need to cover. So the first practice problem pretty much covers the balance sheet, the income statement, and the statement of cash flows. So the drop box for that sample problem will be in the statement of cash flows. And I will make sure that you're aware of that and you're reminded of where it needs to go. So exam reviews, the 3 exams, you will see exam reviews here. And then I also have some sample quizzes. So they're practice quizzes that you can take that will cover material for the different quizzes that we're doing. So there's 8 quizzes, and I believe right here you see that there are 8. There's actually only 6 sample quizzes here, but they will be helpful for you to use in taking the online quizzes. Exam and quizzes will be here, and you will see them available when the day that they are due, and then you will see them so that you can use them to review for the exam, but you will only see the quizzes when they are ready for you to take. So you won't see all of this that you're seeing here. This is the professor view, so you're not going to see that. So the first quiz, number 1, will show up when it is due per the schedule. Other course resources are the Uniform System of Accounts 11th edition. I have some Excel tutorials. If you're not very good with Excel, we will be using Excel in this class quite a bit. So these are some tutorials that you can use, and there's like 9 of them at different levels. They started from the very beginning to a little bit more advanced, so you can look through those. These are some links to financial and accounting review material that may help you in addition to what I've provided you. And then some of us use a Mac instead of Windows-based computer. That's me, for example. And so this little conversion chart shows you the commands that you might be using in a Windows environment, how they convert back to a Mac. So some of you may want to look at that. And that pretty much sums up how the course will be set up. If you have any questions at all as to where any material is, and you still can't find it, you need to email me, because that's not going to be an excuse for you missing a quiz or an assignment. You need to make sure you communicate. But I think everything is organized in a way that will be easy for you to find and that provides you with enough information.